Hey guys, Muffin Game back today bringing out a video. Today we're going over all of the NGSW weapons here in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, in addition with what was already in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So we'll go ahead and jump into this. Some of these weapons have been around. We have one new addition here. A little bit of a short video, my first video back after having the flu, so appreciate you guys waiting for some new content here. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So we go ahead. First up, we're going to go with the XM7, or the Spear, formerly known as the XM5. So this is going to be the Bass B battle rifle. This is the first battle rifle you unlock right in the beginning here in Modern Warfare 3. So this is going to be the XM7, or the Spear. So go ahead and look at our design that we have here for this one. You can see what we want is the Bruin Harmonic Suppressor. This is going to give you that actual 6.8 by 51 millimeter Sig Sauer suppressor that was designed specifically for this weapon, for that NGSW round, that 6.8 by 51. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. The base barrel is fine for this. You obviously have some pretty insane barrel options. This really long barrel is not a real option. You have a short 8-inch barrel, which is also not a real life option. You have another longer barrel option here, which is not a real option. You have a integrally suppressed option, which is also not a real option. And you have a 9-inch barrel, which is essentially this is an MCX handguard on this as well. So also not a real option. So the base barrel is the one you want for the real life build. Gonna throw the FSS Oli V laser light on there, that PEC 15. Obviously you can go with pretty much any option you want here, if you want something. But again, this is gonna give you this, and the 1 milliwatt pack gives you nice options there. Go ahead with the Angle 40 4.8 times. This is a nice little flip sight. Again, gives us that rangefinder since we don't really have an NGSW optic in game. Go with the Ravage 20 heavy stock for recoil control and gun kick. And then the fifth attachment is really up to you. You can go ahead and put an underbarrel on there if you want, or some sort of ammunition if you'd want to. But again, this is the Sig Sauer XM7 Spear, winner of the U.S. Army's NGSW program here. So the NGSW program, I believe it started in 2020 or 2019 to replace the M4. Had a lot of specific guidelines to it. The military was looking for something to fill a specific role, had requirements to do so. So the weapons had to adhere to those requirements, and this is the one that was ended up being chosen. It came down between Sig Sauer here with the XM7 Spear and General Dynamics with the RM277, which we'll go ahead and look at here in a minute also. But the XM7 or the Spear, firing that 6.8 by 51 millimeter proprietary cartridge, so we don't know what the grainage is with this round in real life, but it is a really nice weapon. 20 round box magazine, SR25 pattern. There is a 30 round magazine available for this thing in real life as well. So this is Sig Sauer XM7. Definitely overdue. I would have thought we would have had this in Modern Warfare 2, but again, I think they really, when they decided to pivot to a Modern Warfare 3, I think they basically saved any weapons they had planned that were big deals for Modern Warfare 3 and just kind of drip fed us some different things like the M13C and more ISO pattern weapons. So that's the XM7. Next up, we have the the MG338. So this is going to be the RAL machine gun. So we saw this thing in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. And again, made an appearance in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Right at the beginning of the game, I believe this was a launch weapon in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. It was, because they didn't add any machine guns after launch, which is pretty crazy. But here is the weapon itself. We're going to run here. It has the EXF Relentless 40 suppressor. This is the actual suppressor, again, designed by Sig Sauer for the 338 Lapua Magnum round that this machine gun fires. This is basically meant to be an intermediary machine gun to replace, pretty much fill the gap between a M240 Bravo firing the 7.62 by 51 and the Browning 50 cals firing 50 caliber. So this is a 338 Lapua Magnum. It's an intermediary cartridge between those two machine guns, meant to fill that role. And again, this suppressor comes standard with the weapon. designed specifically for this weapon by Sig Sauer for the caliber. So they have that in game, which is nice. Run with the base barrel on this. Go ahead and throw any laser light combo there you want. We'll go with the Choreo Laz 44 for this one. Gonna go with that TX4 Havoc. Again, this is kind of similar. This is more like a different type of Elcan, essentially. More modernized NGSW kind of Elcan almost is what it reminds me of here in game. Cool optic, definitely fits well on a lot of the NGSW weapons, specifically this one. Gonna go with the Demo H40 buttstock, again, for gun kick, recoil control, and that and the base buttstock option are really the two that I've seen this thing with in real life, mainly this Demo H40. So that, true to real life. Gonna go the SA side grip underbarrel option here. You only have 3 underbarrel options. We have the side grips and the bipod deploy, but it is cool when you run the grip, you have the bipod still folded down there, which some of the weapons get rid of that in game. So it's a nice addition that they added this, or kept it, I guess. But this is our MG338, firing the 338 Lapua Magnum. I think it's Lapua Magnum and not Norma Magnum. I believe it's Lapua. I always get the two confused, but I think it's the Lapua Magnum. Again, really nice weapon here. The MG338. Unfortunately, again, another missed opportunity that they didn't add an ammo conversion to the 6.8 by 51 millimeter rounds, the same rounds that we just went over with the XM7 Spear, because that would be the MG250, which, again, was another version submitted by Sig Sauer and was also adopted. So you had 3 weapons adopted here from Sig Sauer for the NGSW program. You had the XM7 Spear, you had the MG338 here, which is the version we just built firing the 338 Lapua Magnum, and you had the XM250 or the M250, MG250, which is firing 6.8 by 51 millimeter, which is essentially the same thing as the RAL here, the MG338, just firing that smaller NGSW 6.8 by 51 millimeter round from Sig Sauer. So they won with all 3 winners there being from Sig Sauer for all 3 rolls. So it's kind of a shame we didn't get the MG250 with an ammo conversion here in game. But it is what it is. So we'll go back to that in a minute here. But next up, you have the RM277. So this is going to be the Cronin Squall, or the RM277. So again, this is a returning Modern Warfare weapon, the Cronin Squall Modern Warfare 2 weapon, excuse me. So what we're going to want to do, if we look at this, again, you would have unlocked this in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. The Cronin SPDR suppressor. This is the General Dynamics weapon, is the RM277. But again, this is the actual suppressor built specifically for this weapon. Kind of looking like a stubby soda can here for the RM277 by General Dynamics. And this is the suppressor that they built. So it's a proprietary suppressor for this weapon. So we'll go ahead and put that on there. Base barrel is fine. You can also have the short barrel here with the 16-inch barrel also available. Now, obviously, this is a bullpup version, so you have a shorter compact weapon with the same full-length barrel, which is nice. So that's one thing that I really like about bullpup, specifically this design. I think is a really nice design. I prefer this design over the Spear personally. We'll go ahead and run a laser light combo there, the PEC 15 or the 1 milliwatt PEC on this. Go ahead and run the Vigilant 30 iron. With this weapon, you typically see a LPVO with canted mounted iron sights. So we'll go ahead and put this on. You have the 8 times magnification optic with the canted mounted iron sights with this weapon as well. Go ahead and run a comb on there just for the heck of it. Again, this is not something you need to run. And then the 6.8 composite rounds are the real life rounds that come with this weapon. It's 6.8 by 51 millimeter, and General Dynamics did something nice with this one, giving it kind of polymer encased rounds. Again, the grainage, things like that, ballistics are all proprietary. We don't know that information, but the polymer type ammo here was very unique to this weapon, as well as it being a bullpup rifle. So that's the RM277 by General Dynamics. This placed second in the NGSW program. Definitely a bummer. I was a big fan of this one. Obviously, it would have been a big stretch for the U.S. military to adopt a bullpup weapon, but this thing did a lot right. Big fan of the aesthetic appeal of it. Obviously, it wasn't selected for a reason, but I think in-game you have a pretty big discrepancy, mainly because the RM277 is a Modern Warfare 2 gun, and then the Spear is a Modern Warfare 3 gun, so they handle very, very differently The Spear is clearly better than the RM277. Just because Modern Warfare 3 versus Modern Warfare 2 guns, I guess they don't really want you using a lot of Modern Warfare 2 guns when it comes to Warzone. Now, some honorable mentions really quick. We have the TAC Eradicator. So this is a bid from FN America. This is, I'm assuming, this is very similar to the MRGG, the mid-range gas gun assault rifle, assaulter version, that I believe they submitted a version similar to this in the NGSW program. But again, I don't really have that evidence. They would have gotten eliminated fairly early on, but I know they did put some bids in. So it would have either been something like that or the EVOLs, the FN EVOLs, which is their belt-fed light machine gun version. For XM7 by 51 millimeter, also available in 5.56 by 45 millimeter. So again, this I'm pretty sure was also entered in the NGSW program with a 6.8 by 51 cartridge. However, also eliminated fairly early in the process. This gun would have been. So 2 honorable mentions there. Again, but the cool thing is with this gun, you have the base 7.62 by 51, and then you have 5.56 in here also. So it's strange that with the MG338, they didn't do, they didn't give us a 338 Lapua Magnum version and a 6.8 by 51 version. So they didn't do that when they clearly started doing it here in Modern Warfare 3, again, with the different ammo conversions, instead of a full new weapon release or a new receiver, which they did with the M13B and C. So let me know your thoughts down below. All NGSW program weapons. The only one missing of the main finalist 3 was the Textron bid, which again was another that was not a bullpup design, but it looked very similar to the RM277. It's like a mix between that and the Spear, but it was not a bullpup design. Really interesting looking gun for sure. That was my least favorite of all the 3, but the Textron bid would have been pretty cool to see added to the game as well. Let me know your thoughts down below. Which NGSW weapon is your favorite? What would you have liked to have seen added? Would you have liked to see the ammo conversion from the MG338 to the MG250? Definitely some missed opportunities here for new weapons that they did in Modern Warfare 2 into Modern Warfare 3. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, Buffering Gaming with all NGSW program weapons here in Modern Warfare 2 and 3. Till next time, Buffering Gaming out.